Alright students, you come to page 116 of your book. Okay, today we will be covering the topic first law of motion. Okay, now under this topic we will be studying the law of inertia. Okay, first of all let us come to the figure 9.5. okay, you after I explain you this thing in a through a diagram, okay, you please go through this line by line. Okay, you will be getting everything out of it. All right, you see, this experiment was done by Galileo Galilei. All right, and what he did was he took our marble, okay, inclined plane. This kind of a structure is known as inclined plane. Okay, these you see in the stairs of your house, right? Stair of your house is also inclined, right? But the slopey surface, okay, those are the inclined plane. You see the slides. Okay, what is the principle or what is the phenomenon like regulating this is in this kind of surface there is least frictional force. Yesterday I taught you about what is frictional force. Okay, frictional force is an opposing force which act opposite to the direction of motion. Okay, if I am going this way, the frictional force will be this way. Okay, will be pushing me, okay, to the path where I have come from. So this kind of a structure, this kind of inclined plane was made by Galileo Galilei using a marble. Okay, and also he also used a lubricant, okay, so that there would be least friction. All right, so what he did is he he dropped a ball. You see here there is a ball. He dropped a ball. All right, the ball after reaching here, it went, see, you see, it went till here. Okay, this is the experiment which he did. Okay, and why is the reason, what is the reason behind that? You see here the surface is slopey, there is no friction, isn't it? There is no there is very less friction. That is why the ball it went. But why is the ball going this side, right? Because see, this is not slopey at all, isn't it? That means the ball should have not gone this side, right? But he found that the ball after after it came out here, all right, it went further, okay, to the same distance, till the same distance. Okay, if the ball started from here, it came here and it rolled to till the same distance. Okay, it reached the same distance. Now you see from here, now he changed the setup. Okay, what he did is he first threw the ball from here. Okay, and the ball it went to the same distance on the next side. Okay, and then after what he did, he just decreased the inclination. You see, this is so much inclined, now he is decreasing the inclination. Then he found that ball again went till here. Again, in the next time he again decreased the inclination, the ball went till here. From this, what can we conclude? That the ball is always wanting to attain the same height. You see, isn't it? After going through the inclined plane, it is just climbing up the next plane, but the slope is stiff, isn't it? It is not slopey. Slopey means it is coming down and stiff means going up. Okay, see, it is not slopey now, it is going to the stiff slope, but then it is attending the same height. From this experiment, what can you conclude? Right, we can conclude something, that is the ball is retaining its motion. All right, any object which is in motion will tend to remain in the state of motion until and unless any external force is applied on it. Okay, and see, Newton further studies Galileo's idea on the force and motion and presented the three fundamental laws that govern the motion of the object. These three laws are known as Newton's law of motion. The first law of motion: an object remains in a state of rest or uniform motion in the straight line until and unless compelled to change the state or applied any force. Okay, this was performed by Galileo Galilei. Okay, and after Galileo Galilei there was no one to discover the force exactly what happened. Galileo Galilei discovered that the ball it went up to the same height, it attended the same height, but it was Newton who did further research on the Galileo Galilei's experiment, changing the slope, okay, stiffness of the slope, and then he concluded with the three laws of motion. Okay, that means the laws of motion was provided by Newton. Okay, but the initial experiment on the law of motion was done by Galileo Galilei. Okay, now the what is the first law of motion is that an object remain in the state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change the state by any applied force. You please underline this. Okay, that means the ball is wanting to retain its motion or retain its position, all right, until and unless any external event has occurred on the ball. Because in this case, what is the external event that can occur? All right, whenever we are like you are riding a bicycle, even after some time, when you are even not pedaling the cycle, you are not applying your force, you are continue to go to the certain distance, isn't it? But you suddenly stop after that. That is because of the frictional force. In the real scenario, we have so many force acting upon us. Okay, we have gravitational force, we have frictional force. That is why after going to the some extent our cycle stops. But if you were in the another kind of setup where there was no external force acting upon you, then if you were in motion, you will continue to move in motion and no one could stop you. Okay, until and unless any external agent would stops you or you applied the force. Okay, now you see the next. In the other word, all object resist a change in the state of motion in a quantitative way. The tendency of undisturbed object to stay at the rest or keep moving with the same velocity is called inertia. Okay, then that means what is it is saying that any object, okay, want to retain its motion. That means if you are at rest, you want to remain at that stage of rest. Okay, or if you are at motion, you want to remain at the state of motion. Okay, until and unless you are applied with any external force. Okay, now you come to this portion here. What it has been said that, have you ever noticed that when the driver, okay, you are inside a bus, all right, and the driver he starts the bus, then what happens? You are in the state of rest, but what is the driver doing? He is just uh, he's taking you to the state of motion. At that time, what is happening? Your body will oppose the motion, okay, and you tend to fall back. Okay, and the same thing happen when the driver again applies when the driver applies brake to stop the motion. Okay, at that time what happened? You tend to go forward. You just recollect that thing. Okay, when the bus is starting, you tend to move backward, and when the bus is stopping, you tend to move forward. Okay, why is this? Because in the first case, okay, your body was at rest, but the bus went into the motion. So what is your body doing? Your body is opposing that. Your body is wanting to remain in the stage of rest, so you are coming back. No, I want to come back to the same position. Okay, and after some time, as the bus retain the motion, your body also retain the motion. At that case, what happened? When the bus driver he applies the brake, your body still want to move forward. Your body does not want to come to the state of rest. That is why when the brakes are applied, your body tends to go forward a bit, isn't it? That's all for today. We will be continuing with the next portion, that is inertia and mass, in the next topic. Okay.